Are you tired of aiming like the bad guy in the movies? Do you want to hit beams that sing to your ears like this? Or do you want to master flicking like the movement gods? Well, today we're going to be going over all of the fundamentals of warming up in the range, such as easily controlling the recoil on your weapons, aim smoothing, flicking, and even hipfire accuracy, as well as jitter aiming for our MNK players. However, most of this guide does also work for controller players. So, I'm going to be hopping into the range, and I'll see you guys there. Okay, so the first thing you're going to want to do when you hop into the range is actually work on your movement, because if you don't feel out your mouse and your keyboard a little bit before you even start to shoot, you're just going to start aiming inaccurately, and that's just how it's going to be. You're going to be a GTA 5 NPC. So go ahead and practice your wall jumps, maybe do some super gliding, tap strafe a little bit, who knows. Do whatever you can to get yourself warmed up so that you can get ready for this aim training routine. Okay, so once you've schmooved on the bots in the range, you're going to want to go ahead and grab your two favorite guns. For me, it's the Flatline and the R9. To be honest, I like to pick up the Volt a lot, but it's just, you don't really need aim training with that shit. So the first thing we're going to work on is actually your recoil pattern control. So what you're going to want to do for this is find a wall that's pretty flat and just shoot at it and look at where your bullets go. So for the flatline, the bullets go up to the left, a little bit to the right, and then back up to the left. I'll just show you this one more time. Up to the left, back to the right, and then back up to the left. It's the same every single time. So what we need to do is counteract that. But what we need to do is pull down, go right, a little bit to the left, and then back to the right. And now we have a perfect circle, and we can destroy anyone's ball. So now that you know how to control your recoil, you're going to want to sit in the middle of the range and go ahead and work on that. So go and shoot the bots one by one, just working on your recoil for I'd say about 2 minutes per weapon with no attachments. And the most important thing you can do in this situation is actually keep moving while you're shooting. Don't just stand still. This isn't Valorant. Like I've said in a past video, you're going to be a sitting duck and you're just dead. So if you can get used to moving and shooting in the range, it'll make it a lot easier when you're in an actual in-game situation and you need to do this. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to be teaching you is aim smoothing. Now, if you haven't heard of this, I'm going to assume you're either a new player or your name is Patrick Star and you've been living under a rock your entire life. But nonetheless, this is all you've got to do. So if you're moving right, you want to counteract with your mouse to the left. And if you're going left, you want to move to the right. This is like a cheat code for anybody who doesn't know how to control their recoil from close to mid-range. It's just a laser beam when you do this. And you can do this while jiggle peeking, which makes it extremely strong to put out damage while taking very little yourself. You can actually use aim smoothing while sliding, which makes it extremely strong while sliding in with SMGs on people who wouldn't expect you to do so. Okay, now the next thing I'm going to teach you is how to hit fire accurately, like really accurately. Now if you look at the crosshair in the middle of my screen, it's going from small to big every time I ADS. And the reason why is because on this game, for some reason, when you un-ADS, you actually have ADS accuracy for the next like 6 to 7 shots. So this can be easily abused in a fight. Now when you pair that with the movement of left and right that you've been practicing this entire time with your shooting, you're going to be a damage outputting machine while moving extremely fast left to right. Okay, so the next thing we're going to be working on is our John Wick pistol skills. So go ahead and pick up a wingman with all attachments. So the first thing you're going to want to do to practice your flicks is just stand in the middle of the range and look at the targets here. You're going to want to go between the different targets as well as the one in the middle and just try to hit headshots. And remember, you're training your aim. Don't go fast. You're going to miss most of your shots. Just slow it down, focus on hitting those headshots, and the speed will come later. Now, I like to practice my crackhead jiggle peeks here sometimes with the wingman just because it helps me in game, but you really don't have to. Now, the most important thing that you can learn in Apex is actually long game, because a lot of the times your teammates are going to crack somebody and you just won't be able to shoot them because your aim is fucking dog shit. Practicing on this target in the range will give you some tracking practice as well as long range practice, so it's extremely good to use and I like to use it all the time. But thankfully for us MNK players, not really thankful for our muscles, there's this thing called jitter aiming. Now if you don't know what jitter aiming is, it's basically flexing your elbow while you're holding your mouse to do this little circle motion with your crosshair. Now this is extremely strenuous on your arm, but it makes you aim like an absolute demon. Like every bullet just goes straight. And unlike aim smoothing, you can actually use this at any range. If you learn to do this and practice on this target for just a minute, I promise you, your beams are going to be next level. If you continue to do this aim routine for a month, 2 months, 3 months, however long you feel like, if you just do this before hopping on, you are going to see the improvement drastically and you're going to see it happen really fast. Now, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, slap a like on there, maybe a comment. I really appreciate everything that you guys left on the last one. Thanks for telling me to keep going. It really means the world to me. But yeah, other than that, thank you for watching. Subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.